Hey guys, so if you guys want more in-depth on Bitcoin, go to that previous video. I have pretty much covered what you guys need to know going forward in this market to be very profitable. If you guys are new here, my name is Alistair. I've been in the cryptocurrency space for the past decade now, ever since it was around about $30, and it was seen as a very illegal type of thing used for money laundering, and now it is absolutely amazing. It has run up to 40k, and we can see 100k coming in the very short future, most likely sometime in the next few years. So today we're going through the altcoins, and what I'm going to be doing is giving you guys 5 that I have given you guys in the previous video. If you guys haven't checked that out, then check out that video. It is the altcoins that I'm going to be giving you guys every single week to play. And I'm going to teach you guys, pretty much show you guys what I did, and also where I screwed up, and also where I won, right? So most of this was actually favorable, luckily favorable for me going forward. I put my money where my mouth is every single time. When I'm trading something, I am fully in, and these 5, like I showed you guys, I was fully in. Now, I was giving you guys these from a position where I thought they would run up. I did tell you guys first with Ethereum that Ethereum was going to go to the 2000 level. We are going to see the 2000 level. If you guys actually look at the video, I gave it to you guys 2 days ago. Now, I actually played Ethereum pretty much when I gave you guys that video, but I put it as a long-term hold, and I saw it actually ride up with the sell order that I got just because of what Bitcoin was doing. I was a little bit worried because Bitcoin had a correction down that Ethereum was most likely going to follow. So I was actually right about that prediction, and we had that correction down. Luckily, at that point that I gave you guys that video, Ethereum ran up straight after that, and it gave us a pretty much just over 1,300 or $1,350 Ethereum, and I actually sold at the 128 level, 1,280 level, around about there, because I knew the psychological level was around about 1,300. And it was very close to the all-time high. Bitcoin was doing its thing, so at that point you need to really be wary about your trades, right? Like and you have to react to the market sometimes. Sometimes the market just turns around. Total 180-degree turnaround. And when that happens, you've got to be ready for it, especially with how fast this space is and how sporadic this space is at times. So if you guys haven't looked at the video that I just gave you guys on micro corrections, talking about the way Bitcoin is and how to play Bitcoin in the best way, and also the way Bitcoin is in general, then check out that video. It is so important. It talks about micro corrections, the way we're actually correcting in the space, especially for you traders out there or swing traders, and also how to play the price action in the best way, which is what we're actually going into today, because there have been several micro dumps down, and I'm going to teach you guys what I did playing these different altcoins, which were Ethereum, aave, DOGE being the last one, Nem, and also ADA, Cardano. Now, both of these have still got massive run-up potential in the very short term. Ethereum especially, like I said, to 2k. The ADA, definitely to around about 50 cents, but these could take longer than expected to actually get to that point. So the first one we'll start with is Ethereum. Like I told you guys, I was in this and I saw it kind of with the potential to break out when I shared it with you guys, and we actually did have a run up, like I said, around about from the 8,000 or 800 point, depending on when you got in, before or after the dump. But like you guys have heard, hopefully with the previous video, you have to put in as much as you're willing to lose, but you have to understand that if Bitcoin corrects, this is coming down. This is going to have a correction and it is going to dump down on you, and you've got to kind of be in a position where you get out before it dumps on you. So this is actually how we played it. As you guys saw, massive dump down. I played this to the 1,280 level, then sold off, and yes, it did a little bit of a run up, but you guys have to understand, money is made in the middle. So there's a lot of you trying to sell the top and you're trying to predict the top. It is the dumbest thing a trader can do, especially in this space. You cannot ever hit the top, and if you do hit the top or the bottom with your buy-in, you will just have been lucky, right? And yes, luck happens in a blue moon for people, but you can't rely on luck. You can't rely on luck in this space because things can reverse on you in 2 seconds. And as you guys saw, like here, its reversal is huge. Its reversal pretty much takes away, if you got out in the $1,000 mark, it took away everything that you waited on. Took away all the time, money, energy, effort, and resources coming up here, and it just dumped down to the point where you're at the start again. So you don't want that to happen. So you must be either scaling your orders to sell at certain levels, or you need to be in a position where you are selling at a point where before you know it's going to touch, just making sure you do maybe 70% of that or 80% of that. Stop being too greedy. Greed never wins in this space. The more greedy you get, the more you want to sell the top, the less likely it is you will actually win. Right? And it's a huge one with Ethereum, especially with that sell down. So, what are we seeing on the table? Like I showed you guys, that's what I did. You can play this, it is at this kind of bottom. As long as Bitcoin doesn't dump down too much, we could see the buy-in being like around here, or trying for the bottom around the 900 level. You could even say, if you are waiting long term, you could set buy orders around the 800 to 900 level as well, because that is a great support point. And if you're really bearish, you know, you can look you can look for it at the 700 level, but to be honest, I don't think we're going down there unless there's some form of manipulation. And that's what I mean, you never know this space, right? So second is aave. Now, I absolutely killed it in aave today. I got a massive gain today because if you guys would have looked, it actually hit a new all-time high. Now, I told you guys in the altcoin video that this fully was in price discovery. It was going towards price discovery, and that this is one that you need to be patient on. So I was patient on it. I got in around about the $120 level, and then I actually traded it because it was easier for me to trade this, because it's really, really good to trade. It just is. It respects technical analysis to the T, and that's really positive to see. So I actually played it from different levels of just kind of scalp trading and then selling at certain times, and I got most of these. So Bitcoin actually did a massive correction, or I guess a micro correction, you could call it, today. And I actually ended up getting in around about $106, around about 106. You can never predict them 100%, but I got in around about $106, and it actually had its run up to 146. So I ended up selling at 145.8 just to make sure I got it, but it's not something I would recommend for you guys and girls unless you're 100% sure it's going to hit that level. Like I said, you should be scaling out of your trades. So what you guys would see here is how I actually played it. You guys can just see it. The green candles being the buy up. So buy at the bottom and sell at the top, and then sell. Now you're never going to get it 100%, especially when Bitcoin's doing what it's doing lately, where it's very hard to play. But it is something you guys and girls need to learn. You need to learn this, and I would suggest you do, because especially with the way the economy is right now, you can actually be very profitable just learning to trade and doing this as your actual job if you choose to. It actually brings in more profit if you get really good at it. So yeah, and of course taking my tips and taking it with you, you can be a very profitable trader. So like I said, I got in down here. I was going to hold through, but I saw it coming down for a correction, a small sell-off. So I actually took profits. I think it was 126. I didn't fully go for the top. 126, I took profits, and if you guys can see there, it's pretty much in line with that resistance line right there. Do you see that with those candles? I'll actually give you it properly here. It's in line with those, with that price action. I didn't want to make this a technical video, but if I can share with you guys and kind of help you to get it in a position where you're profitable, or you just kind of start to see the patterns, that's a very positive thing. So you guys can see that there is a resistance line right there. Yeah, so I would suggest that you sell below it, right? Which is what I did here. And then, of course, the buy up, I actually got it here because I knew the wicks were going to be a little bit lower. I got in around 112, I think, 112. And see, what you guys will notice is it's never 100% at the bottom, but that's okay. You're not trying to go so low, because if you go to 110 and there's no one selling, then you can't buy. Do you understand? You could just miss out because you're trying to scalp every little dollar or cent from this. But anyway, let's go away from this, and I promise these other ones will be faster for you guys and girls who aren't traders. So I played this and it hit its all-time high. There is more upside potential on this. If you guys can see, it actually needs a bit of a correction down first before hitting a new all-time high upward. And you can see the same kind of price action or pattern going on with this as well. So this is one to still look out for. It is more. I would say it's around about the 150, 160, or even 200 level going forward in the very short term, right? So I would keep my eye on it to get in when Bitcoin dumps and start playing it to all new highs, since it's in price discovery. So very positive thing. Now, second one here is Nem. So Nem was supposed to do a lot of different things than it actually ended up doing. I told you guys the fundamentals that should have played out, but in analyzing the space, you can kind of see why they didn't play out. The snapshot that was supposed to be the snapshot for the testnet and the eventual release of the mainnet with Nem, it caused more hype with XLM than it did with Nem. And it's a very odd thing because those two actually follow each other. So for you guys who kind of want to look at two coins and, you know, you want the high supply and the volatility of something following each other, right? You want to be able to follow two things. Follow Nem and follow XLM. Both of them, they go before and after each other, dependent on the news and the hype and everything in between. But for some strange reason, the news with Nem didn't really see much price action. Now, when I gave you guys the video, it was around about here. And this, trading it was around about here. So I didn't get much profit from this. I actually played it from 21 cents and sold it off at 24.5 or so cents. And as you guys can see here, it's back at 21 cents from there. So back from that level, it's kind of, it's not playing out in the way it was supposed to play out, but I can see that a lot of the space, like I said to you guys in the previous video, is a lot of hype and psychological levels. So if you notice here, it's playing to majority of the TA, but the psychological levels are, as you can see, was that close to 30, 29, 28, 27, about 27, just below it. And it's playing out to those types of psychological levels. A majority of them do. And this has just been lagging. And I think part of it is because of what's been happening to Bitcoin. What's been actually happening to Bitcoin? Very, very bearish on this because it's actually printing a bigger head and shoulders. I actually hope that this shoulders doesn't play out because very bearish. We could actually see it going downward in the very near future. However, in terms of day trade, I still made a profit, which is very positive, right? Very positive, especially for the way Bitcoin is right now. It's very positive. So the next one is ADA, and this is Cardano. This is one that you guys and girls all love, and it's one that a lot of you out there long-term hold, right? I told you guys about the whole staking mechanism of it and how you can get 7 to 9% or 5 to 9% interest on just holding this and putting it in for an investment. Really, really, really good. However, because Bitcoin's been lagging, it has had a very, very big effect on this. A very big effect. And I would actually say it's affected it to the point where it's stuck on a lot of different resistance levels. Now, when we were doing this video, it was around about, I think, 30 cents. And what ended up happening was it actually went down to 28 cents. Well, 27 to 28 cents, and I got in around 28 cents, but because of what's been happening with the micro corrections of Bitcoin plus the different resistance levels that just keep stopping it from going forward, it's a very difficult one to play. So I ended up playing this from the 28 level, and because there's so many different resistance levels, I actually ended up selling at 29 cents. So I was actually able to get in here, but I actually held out because I thought it would actually break resistance, but it didn't. And I was really surprised with that, especially with how many times it's actually been trying to do that. So this play out wasn't exactly the best, but I mean, it looks like it's going to keep trying. And as soon as Bitcoin recovers, Cardano will most likely, in the very, very near future, skyrocket to that 40 to 50 cent level. I would not be surprised at all. As you guys can see here, it topped at like 35 cents. And that is the previous resistance level. And yeah, it needs to get a lot. There's like resistance points at like 20, what is it? 30 cents. 31, about 31 cents. Another one at like 31.5 or 32, depending on what you count. There's just so many going up, so many resistance levels. So there's just not enough. There's not enough of a catalyst right now in the next day to actually warrant it breaking out to massive new highs. But with the release, like I told you guys, with the release of Goguen in the very, very near future, that is going to be the catalyst to bring it up to 50 cents, by far. However, like staking in general, for most people, is very profitable, and it allows people to actually keep their Cardano without selling. So there would be a lot of Cardano that's actually taken off the exchange. And this is what you can see with other coins that I'll be covering in the future that offer staking as well. You'll notice that they go to buy in the exchange, but they take it out of the exchange because they need to put it in to the staking mechanism to allow it to give them interest. So they're not actually actively playing this. But like I said, in the very near future, up to around about the 50 cent or before that type of level. So, with this is Dogecoin, and this is the last one that I'm going to give you guys before giving you guys the 2 extra picks that I'm going to be covering in depth in the very, very near future. Now, I'm giving you guys these 2 because you guys stuck around this long, and I'm really appreciative of you guys and girls. Seriously, I did not think I'd get as many likes as I had. Just starting this and switching this TikTok channel to a cryptocurrency channel. Thank you guys. If you guys could, please leave the like on this, and make sure if you are subscribed, turn on notifications, because these are really, really important and very profitable videos. I know that for a fact because I play them and I want the best for you guys and girls. I want to see you succeed in this space in a way where I had to learn the hard way. I lost a lot during the process of learning this space because a lot of what this community was non-existent. There was no community. There was no cryptocurrency community or culture. So now that one is created, we can build a group, we can build ties, we can share information in a way where we can win while we can and shift the money wealth in our favor. So that's why I want you guys to be subscribed to it. I'm very bullish, and I know 100% that this will work out. Every setup will work out for you guys in the long term. So, well, the midterm here. So, Dogecoin. This was one that I am always bullish on, always. However, it lagged like crazy because, again, Bitcoin doing its correction and dumping. You guys can actually see it's formed a kind of descending wedge, right? And it was supposed to break out. If you guys actually look at it closer, you'll see that it was supposed to break out several times, and each time was like a false break with what it was doing. Then it started trending sideways. Now this right here, what you guys are seeing right here with the whole curve going like that, is very, very bad. It's a very bearish signal that you're seeing right there. This happens when there's not enough price volume for a proper breakout to the upside. And the fact that it hasn't even reached here yet, and it's still dealing with these little resistance levels here, means that there's just not enough volume, or that people are pumping and dumping this way too much. They just are. It was supposed to be at a higher level, at least touching here. And the last time that actually happened was when there was hype and it was trending on Twitter. So that's a very bearish thing. I can actually see this playing out bearishly in the short term, but still bullish on it long term by far. All it takes is one tweet from Elon Musk. Seriously. That's all it takes, or one Twitter post or one TikTok post from somebody, and have it go viral, and then this will pump. But on the short term, this is not good. This right here, it's just failing. It's failing. And I hate to say it, I love Doge. It's an awesome meme. I think it's funny looking at just the way people treat it. It always brings a smile to my face. You know, the old Nick Cage meme as well. It just does. And that's why people love it. This is part of the whole cryptocurrency culture and internet culture as a whole. That's why it's so important that we have these kinds of memes. It's funny that people don't understand them, and they try to hyperanalyze why it's funny, right? Why is this funny? The reason it's funny is just because it's just a meme. It's just a meme, guys. Seriously, it's just a picture that is supposed to bring you part of a space, right? Now, you guys can comment. You probably know more about these than me. I'm not the best at this, but they do bring a smile to my face, right? So, yes, this was the next one that we're covering. It's actually breaking out right now. I am in a position... damn. I was supposed to give you guys this this morning, funny enough. Back when it was $96, but now... I think we're coming a little late to the game. You can still be very profitable in it. So, and finishing off with Cardano, like I said, bullish on it in general. I showed you guys the trade. Dogecoin, like I said, bullish on it in the long run, but it's been lacking like crazy. It has to meet these different resistance levels, which have actually increased now. It's really bad. So it's at this level, this level, this level, this level, this level, and those are just the mini levels to get to the to create a higher high, right? Or a higher low in this point. It's actually gone right down. I wouldn't be surprised if there is no hype with this, that if it just goes down, meets this level again. I would not be surprised. That is not a good thing at all. Alright, so the next one here is what I want to share with you guys. So I'm going to start here since this one is already breaking out. I was supposed to give you guys this earlier, but it just didn't end up happening. Zcash, right? Zcash being the privacy coin for you guys, the extra that I want to give you guys. This will be part of the next video going forward for the rest of the week, towards next week, because this has so much upside potential, it's crazy. And we are in the cycle right now where coins that are privacy coins are more important than ever, because anonymity in the space, or being anonymous in the space, hardly ever happens because everything is centralized, everything is bank controlled, everything means that you have some kind of paper trail with what you do. Now, it's bad for fraudsters, it's bad for people trying to get, large amounts of money laundering and all kinds of illegal activity, but for the normal citizen who doesn't want to do anything bad, this is actually something that is really needed, because for the most part, it shouldn't be somebody else's business what you do with your money. It's not. It should be yours. It's your responsibility. It's what you earned yourself. So it should not be in anybody else's hands. So the issue here, and the reason why I'm so bullish on this coin in general, is because it hasn't had a run up yet, firstly. Secondly, fundamentally, it allows you the privacy. What this really is it's a privacy coin that allows fully anonymous transactions, right? And what I would suggest is you look into the whole NSTARK technology and just how awesome it is in general, and just see this as a potential one. Now because I actually got in at $96, and also bought more down as it had like this kind of correction here. Excuse me. Had this correction here. I actually got in there, and then there was this huge run up, small correction, which I didn't play. I actually stayed in this for the long term, and I would say that this is the awesomest long-term hold for you guys and girls. So we can see this going to actually $120 in the very, very, very near future. I'm actually going to be updating with you guys on this, and who knows, by the time I actually put out that video, it might be $120 already. This is something I'm fully bullish on, and this happens every single cycle, right? So if you checked out the other video, you'll realize that a lot of the same cycles are actually occurring with all of these different news articles and trends happening in the space. So one of them is this, funny enough. And like I said, if you know when it's happening and you know what to go into, you can be very profitable with it. And yeah, we've been very profitable. It's up 20% today, which is really good. So buying around, like I said, $96, but also buying when there was the micro corrections, and getting in, I think, around 90 that time. So not right at the bottom, like I said, and probably not selling right at the top, right, at 120, but just below that. So yeah, huge upside potential for this in the long run, and in the very long run, I could see this going up to $1,000. I really can, seriously. And I know it sounds crazy, but if you've seen the cryptocurrency space and you've seen the prices that things get up to, especially when euphoria is involved, that is not a very high assumption to make about this. But yeah, it is absolutely beaming this morning. And yeah, get in this while you can. It will be very profitable, making sure you understand it needs a correction at some point too. Now, the last one is this. This is the big one that I want to finish with because it is a little bit of a risk. right? Now, the reason I say this, that I have always been really bullish on XRP. I actually made a killing on XRP from the, what is it? I think it was lower than this, definitely lower than this. I ended up buying this last year, so around 29, oh sorry, not last year, 2019. It's 2021. Happy New Year, by the way, guys. So 2019, I ended up buying it around there, and I bought it really, really, really low, really discounted. Now, you guys will notice it's actually gone down since then, but I just held. Like, it wasn't a big deal because this has been the bear market, right, for XRP. I actually ended up selling, if you guys can see here, I ended up selling here and then rebuying in at that point in, yeah, 2020. Because a lot of things have been happening with XRP in 2020. So I ended up getting out of that position, not up top here, but around here. And now coming in 2021, you guys can see it's had a massive run up here. I was in play, not for most of this. I think I ended up selling around the last resistance mark, which is around about 45 cents. I didn't go right to the top because there was that news happening with this, I think at the time, or they were talking about it, and I didn't want to get stuck in this position. So the same kind of news happened last time with this, and that's why it's so important to understand. So there has been news of delisting, and as you guys can see, it's the 13th. So the delisting is supposed to happen, I think, either today or tomorrow. Now, judging by this news, if you play this correctly, you can make a killing in profit. You just can. The issue here, though, is the fact that it's already run up quite significantly in the past, well, few days, I'm guessing. And this is just a worry because what could happen is it could go and dump down and then actually have another skyrocket, right? Have another pump up in huge ways, because once this gets delisted and the news follows, which I'm about to share with you guys, it allows it to actually take off when it gets listed on exchanges again. So it's almost like restarting a new coin. There's a type of euphoria that comes with something like XRP being relisted on exchanges. So what I would suggest to you guys is just to really watch out for this. Watch out for what they're doing. Watch out for what exchanges still have it. And watch out for what you could be implementing in the next few days, dependent on what's happened in the news. Now, the update of the news is this. The SEC have dropped the charges on XRP. So that is a very positive thing, very positive. And that could, like I said, lead to a massive spike up. And I mean, I've seen it before when news like that has actually led to all-time highs being broken. And I wouldn't be surprised, but I think we're in early stages for that. I think we're capable of around, well, at least the 45 cent mark. Passing most of the resistances if it chooses to pump. So there's a really nice ROI here, and who knows, maybe it could hit all-time highs. Just be watching out for this in the very near future. If they decide to relist, it's going to be very bullish for XRP going forward. So that is pretty much it for this video. I have the top picks for the next week coming up. These two will be included in it. If you guys have any questions, leave the questions in the comment section below. I love to hear from you guys. If you're a trader, a long-term investor, a holder, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you believe is most profitable. I want to hear what you guys have to say. This is a new thing to me, actually putting out content for a cryptocurrency space. As you guys would have known if you checked my other channels, I've been in the personal development and fitness spaces for very, very, very long time. So having this, and like I said, not being on camera face to face with people is a very different type of video. I'm still kind of getting used to it. So I will be setting up, like I said, to be in the small box over here and give you guys more of an interactive type of video. I'll also be doing live streams with some of this stuff where you guys can actually interact. If I reach the 1,000 to kind of 10,000 subscriber mark, so be looking out for that. Hopefully this will take off to that point, because I'm giving you guys real market information that is real time that you guys can implement right now. So it's real. And you guys can tell that this is never scripted. Nothing I do is ever scripted. Now, I hope you guys took a lot out of this. Like I said, grab a piece of paper and a pen, write this stuff down, make sure you know to stay ahead of the game, because once this channel takes off, it's going to be very hard to stay ahead of the game when other people have subscribed to this channel too, and they're getting the information first as well. So, hope you guys have the rest of your day being the best ever. I hope Bitcoin does not dump on you. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day wherever you are around the world, and I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.